Minister. I'm together with Mr. Gunther Krichbaum from Germany. He's the Minister for European Affairs at the state level of Germany. And now he's visiting me in my office in the Mayor of Sector 6, which we transformed into a studio for today for this discussion. Thank you very much. You are also a member of the Popular Party, European Popular Party. And I want to welcome you here for this discussion that we are going to have. And yeah, you're just welcome. So please, how do you find Romania until now?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, dear Mr. Ciucu, for this invitation, because I followed it with a great pleasure. Europe is not organized with the European Commission, with the European Parliament, or the European institution. Europe lives from the basis, and that means from the ordinary people and the local authorities. Here, the heart of Europe is beating. And for me, I was immediately convinced to come when I heard about your European engagement in the past. Because this is not found so often when we met mayors, that they have a huge experience in, let me say, all these institutions that are based on the local sectors, think tanks, in direct contact with science, with the people, with students, with universities. And I appreciate very much that you gave your expertise, not only here to Bucharest and to your own sector, but also to the people in Moldova, because we have to think of our neighbors. This is European solidarity, and solidarity is one of our crucial value inside European Union. So thank you very much also for all what you did for Europe and in Europe, especially for your neighbors in Moldova. And this explains why I'm here this morning. I started yesterday with my visit, my first official visit as a state minister when I met your prime minister, Mr. Bolojan. I continued in the foreign affairs ministry. I met my colleagues, Oana and Clara, also Clara as European affairs minister, Oana as foreign affairs minister. And then I met also our representatives of the AHK, how we call it, that's the Foreign Chamber of Commerce, because Germany is very interested not only as an investing market here in Romania. We see that a lot of companies trust Romania, and this trust has to be created. Finally, it is created once again by the local authorities, because this is credibility when they are able to attract foreign investors. This was the case, this is the case, and will be the case also in the future. So thank you very much once again for your invitation.
Yes, nowadays the mayors should be involved in attracting capital, in presenting guarantees that businesses can develop in their cities. Also, the mayors have this diplomatic role, if you want, especially if you are a mayor of a capital of a country. I think I didn't mention you. I'm still very in touch with Brussels nowadays, because I'm the member of the Committee of Regions.
Of course, you have to do, yes.
Yes. We have this debate there at the level of the Committee of Region, because, of course, mayors just want to attract more funds for European Commission to develop their own cities. And nowadays there is discussion about security, about how we should prioritize the money, maybe more to defense. The mayors are reluctant because they feel the need to answer more to their people. But my heart is split in two, because as an Eastern European, I very much understand the need for investing in security. And as a mayor, I also want to have access to to those funds to go further more with development of my city. What is the mindset in Germany? Because being a minister for European affairs, you are very much into these discussions.
Of course, and I have also my own constituency. So I was always direct elected 7 times till now. And so I see how ordinary people are thinking. And this is important. And I appreciate really your engagement for the regions in the region, but also for the regions in Brussels. This is crucial. because Brussels is distributing the money finally,
Yes.
and the funds, and therefore it is absolutely necessary to know how Brussels is thinking and how Brussels is working. So once again, your experience is then cordial welcome in your region. Let me tell you how people are thinking. Security is top issue number one and our real challenge. We have to face that Russia is threatening us. They attacked Ukraine, an innocent and sovereign country. The integrity of Ukraine was violated. And we see that Russia is not stopping with Ukraine. Here in Romania, you had the attacks with drones. We observe it in Poland. We see how in Lithuania, but also in the Baltics in general, aircraft from Russia are violating the territory of these concerned states. This can never be accepted. We are also infected by Russian aggression. Sorry?
Yeah. Sorry, it was also happened in Romania because some of the key points just fell in
exactly.
the
We saw
eastern
these
part of
pictures.
Romania. Yeah.
We saw these pictures. And by the way...
But do you think this kind of funds can be bothly in a very smart manner directly to security, but in the same time to development? Because they're still going to help the industry of a country.
Of course, but let me say, if invests are done in security, weapons and all the military goods have to be produced. Rheinmetall is not only very interested to be invested here in Romania, they are already doing it. And there are other companies which are antiportas. So you see, this is finally also giving a certain push for the Romanian industry and for the defense sector. And the defense sector played also in the past an enormous role for Romania. So also the people here will benefit because it will make employment more sure than in the past. All invests are cordial welcome for Romania.
Sometimes I'm thinking, what can a mayor do for its country, a mayor of a capital city, beside managing it, beside local policies, which are very important, beside big investment projects? Usually a city as large as Bucharest has one or two big projects, development projects. But nowadays our city is kind of behind with this administrative capacity that we kind of built in Sector 6. What I wanted to say is that beside all of these things, I think the mayors of capital city, especially in Central and Eastern Europe, can be important figures fighting for democracy and fighting extremism. Beside diplomatic relations that they establish at the level of other mayors from other capital cities, but we see nowadays in this part of the world that extremism, populism is at very high numbers. This is a direct threat for our own democracies, and we saw also in Turkey, but not only in Turkey, and mayors, which are the representatives of sometimes of the opposition, because we live in pluralistic societies, pluralistic democracy. They are so much targeted sometimes, and they also have this symbolic presence into politics. So this is kind of very complex, with multidimensional focuses and directions that a mayor of a capital city should be able to address. How do you feel about this situation? Because I know in Germany you managed to for a while to win the elections, and the danger of the populist and the extremist for a short period of time is put it aside. Here in Romania and all over Europe, we see these kind of developments, and how do we fight it?
A very good question. And that are also my real concerns, because our democracy, and that means our state model, is under pressure. Of course, also influenced by Russia, because they don't have an interest that we live our values. Our values are freedom of press, democracy, solidarity, but also when I think on rule of law. But all these values which I mentioned are for Mr. Putin real scenarios of threatening his own power. So this is vice versa. So we have to defend ourselves. In former times it was sufficient to be in favor of democracy. Today it's not any longer sufficient. We have to fight for democracy. And there I appreciate also the role of the mayors, because you are moderating it. Our society became more and more polarized. That means you see also in Germany, we see it in other countries, that mostly right radical or right populist party want to take the floor. And there I see deep concerns. Also in the eastern part of Germany, I see this development. But the reasons are different. So some people feel forgotten. Some people feel neglected by politics. And they have the impression, oh, they can't recognize my problems, my daily problems, because they have concerns. If they can remain in their welfare, if the welfare for the future is guaranteed. And this is also not a situation from which I can say that I am astonished, because all the crises and wars became more and more dense. What does I mean with it? We had the financial and economic crisis in 2007, 2008. Then the crisis with the refugees, 2015, 7 years later. Then we had the crisis with COVID, not to forget, 2019, 40 years later. Then the war in Ukraine, not mentioning the situation in Gaza. Now the American administration with a president from which it is very, very difficult to predict what will he do next. We have Putin, we have Xi Jinping in China. So people want to have always orientation. They want that here the political class knows very well what to do next. So we have to give orientation, and we have also to solve the problem. This is the main expectation people have to ask towards politics. And here I appreciate especially everybody who is taking responsibility on the local sector. Why? More and more people who are taking responsibility, especially on the local sector. And my wife, she's also a part of the city council in Pforzheim, my constituency. But they are more and more under pressure. They are more and more in the focus. Hate campaigns in the internet, in the social medias. And there we have all a common job. We have to defend our model of democracy. And so I appreciate very much what the mayors in general are doing when they are moderating it. And perhaps there I have one question to you now.
Please.
About your decision. Why did you engage in local politics to become a mayor? Because knowing very well, today we have a Saturday, you have no weekend,
Yeah.
you have no leisure time, and also the attacks, what I mentioned in the internet, in the social media. So I think there's a part of idealism also asked to do such a job.
Very much idealism. Prior in my life, before politics, being a think tank, being in a network of think tanks at the level of Europe in CEPS, one of the most recognized think tanks with the Romanian Center for European Policies, the natural career should be in Brussels or related to European affairs, maybe at the state level, in different policies regarding the impact and the relations between Brussels and Bucharest. That would have been my natural career. But I felt that sometimes it took so long because, all these mechanisms, I think the European Union is the most complex and the most successful political construction in the history of the world, because different countries, different traditions, different societies coming together for one common purpose. And of course, do these characteristics of the European Union, its institutions are sometimes kind of lagging, and I felt that I have no time to have an impact. So this is one of the reasons I kind of quit my previous career. I co-founded back in 2014 another think tank. I was kind of an entrepreneurial in NGO sectors for regional and local development. So this is why I kind of turned my career towards local level.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Because, as a mayor, I started and I also finished some of the projects that I promised to the community. The impact is more direct. It's more immediate. The connection between you as a politician, as a leader, and your community, it's very, very close.
Mm.
You feel all their needs, and sometimes, from the idea to the project at the European level or state level, it takes years in order to implement policies and have a direct impact.
Mm.
So I was kind of in a rush, I think. Mm-hmm. And this is the main reason that I joined politics at the local level, not European or national level.
It is rather seldom that somebody who has such an European experience is then afterwards engaging on a local sector in the region as a mayor. Here you are the mayor of the sector number 6. Could you give me some examples where your splendid European network you has was worthy also for not your constituency, but let me say for your sector number 6? Are there certain projects which could be realized with European money?
Yes, of course. We have a lot of projects financed by European Commission. Mm-hmm. There are tens of schools now. Mm-hmm. That we have these energy efficiency projects, and we build schools. We build 5 schools until now, new buildings, 2 kindergartens, and 1 nursery, and other are under construction. Mm-hmm. Parks. I just signed the contract for a sum around 10 million euros for Lacu Mori. This is an industrial lake that is going to be. It is going to look more like a natural lake, because we're going to have all these environmental investments for flora, for fauna, and it is an anthropic lake, and it's going to be more natural. I think it's going to be the most attractive part in Bucharest. My experience, basically, working as a consultant and being part of civil society, and I was very much exposed to a lot of experiences from young leaders programs for civil society, EU young leaders program, and so on, to working with more senior experts when I was younger. In development strategies at the local and governmental level. And I took all those concepts because I think theory is very important. Practice is, of course, is important, but the theory, concept, the logical connections between concepts, how to apply them, how to understand them, and make your team understand the importance of applying different concepts. Most of them developed at the level of EU, or gather from all the municipalities, all the cities, and put together this exchange of experience, and seeing how other cities are developing was very helpful to me. And nowadays, being part of being a member of the Committee of Regions, I'm in a direct contact every month or every 2 months with mayors from across the Europe and the representatives of the regions. And this is how, from the local level, being exposed, me and my team, to so diverse and so much experiences, or those of them which are applicable, you may apply them to your sector, to your streets, to your neighborhoods. they kind of paid off. For instance, we have and we also innovated. For instance, we developed this concept, how to put it in English? We call it in Romanian Orașul Park. This would be like
I understand.
the city park, yeah? So you don't only just build different parks, you arrange all the neighborhoods as a park with the same technology. And this we also have some awards in different let's say conferences and projects because Sector 6 became more green. Based on these developments. For instance, we have the first big park after communism, after 35 years, built in Sector 6.
Oh, really?
Now it's 8 hectares, and now he's going, next year it is
Perhaps
going
in
to
the
have...
background, we have a map of this sector.
Yes, we have it.
Can you show it to me? It's on the right side from my
It's
side
just in the
here?
city center, in
It's
the
in the
sector,
city.
in the sector center. So from 8 hectares, it is going to have doubled 16 hectares.
Ah, okay.
So this was, I have to take the mic somehow.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
This was a railway who split it into half, the sector.
Ah, yes. It divided the city, or they divided the sector.
And we transformed the former industrial railway that has no trains are going through there right now into a linear park, because this concept was also developed in many cities, especially in Europe and United
May I
States.
ask, it was because even if it sounds very technique now, but it could be realized with European money, these projects too, or do you think it could have been realized without European money?
Yes, for this park we didn't take European money because of some land ownership rights. It belonged to the company for the railways, but for others, yes, of course. For instance, I am kind of proud of my team because we are, I think, of course, in Romania and I think in Eastern Europe, that we got this Invest EU facility. We are in the first 10s after it was launched in the European Union for building a hospital. So this is going to be the first hospital built by the state. There were other private initiatives, especially one from the civil society, that they built a hospital, but this is going to be the first public hospital to be built in Bucharest after communism. So this hospital, we've done a lot of studies. It is like crazy, you know,
the bureaucracy.
The bureaucracy, but it's necessary because I love evidence-based policies, evidence-based projects. So we managed to attract half of the financing from the Development Bank of the Council of Europe. This is a smaller development bank as EIB, but is under the Council of Europe and not under under the Parliament or the European Commission. They will finance half of the costs, and I'm pretty sure that the other half is going to come from European Commission for the next programming period. I discussed it with the Ministry of Health, Mr. Rogobete, and he's supporting our project because it is very necessary. We have this problem in Bucharest, which is, you know, Bucharest is the capital with a major earthquake risk.
Yes, I know.
Because you have this center from Vrancea, earthquake center from Vrancea, directed towards Bucharest.
New buildings have to be resilient against earthquakes. Yes,
and we have this. You know, there are two factors when we're talking about earthquake risk. One is to have this center in the proximity of a city, and we have it. And the second one is the quality of buildings that they are built, the works, and we have a lot of buildings built between the wars, and the quality is not that good. Even some of the hospitals have these risks. So the stake is huge. I just want to show everybody, yes, the state can build hospitals in Romania, and even of course in Bucharest. and this is one of the most important projects that we started. Now we are in the public procurement phase. I think in the next weeks we're going to have a winner for design, build, and build the hospital. But this is the easy part, because the harder part.
Don't say that it is so easy, because
it's not easy, but
a lot of mistakes are when local authorities, when cities are applying for European money. Then a lot of mistakes are done,
yes.
and then the financial fails.
Yes.
But if somebody has the experience like you, then
not like me. We work with experts from the EIB, the European.
Of course,
yeah,
but
and the
it
experts
has to be
of
in a kind of cooperation.
Yes.
And if it not works, you will never get as a mayor the financement for it.
The experts themselves were the ones involved in the feasibility study and in the sustainability aspect of the hospital. I was trying to say, okay, we're going to build it, but most difficult is going to be to operate it, because you have to have a lot of procedures, you have to have a lot of specialization and track records for everything in the hospital, and we are trying to build also this experience. Yeah, I can tell you hours. We can discuss hours about project. I'm very passionate about public administration. I have to confess that I'm into politics because I wanted to practice at the first hand public administration. As a consultant, I got frustrated, because I was doing my research, doing the reports and the recommendation and so on, and most of the times they get in the drawers, nobody was looking at them, and nobody implemented them. So I say, okay, I'm not going to go and give advices. I'm going to be the receiver of advices, and I'm going to apply things. And I love it. I just want to. I love to be in this position. This is why.
But I think it's our common challenge, because also in Germany we have to modernize administration. And perhaps it's also a question of the generation, because younger people, they are better involved in digitalization and how to make things more efficient. Also in communication, by the way, in the ordinary communication with the people, using social networks, social channels. But we have to make our administration more efficient. That's also the huge challenge now in Germany, to digitalize more. Also, all the procedures in Germany. We even founded now a new ministry for modernization of the state and digitalization. And the minister, Carsten Wildberger, he spent 3 years here in Bucharest because he was the CEO of a company. So it is a perfect link between Romania and Germany in this crucial sector, by the way.
We tried to do this at the national level. We have this agency for digitalization, but in my opinion, this is a fail. Pretty much, not everything. So if you look, they've done something, but they haven't managed to do at the level that we wanted to push digitalization. And nowadays, I think the mayors are the ones doing the most. But we have still this problem with operability of data. It's a huge challenge, and it's a very complex and a very hard challenge for Bucharest, because having 6 sectors,
of course,
we have to integrate all the services or the interactions of using the platforms and big data, to have applications, to be in contact with the citizens, and they have to access public services also through this type of applications. We have applications here that we developed. It has 50,000 users that are in every day. They are in contact with our services, and they are sending us requests, and they're paying taxes. And I've done this at the level of the sector 6. It is easier, but we have to upscale it at the level of the municipality. There is a huge task ahead. To have this reform in Bucharest, to have this competencies of what is doing the general mairie, are doing the sectors, because we have years and years that it got kind of messy. And sometimes the citizens are not knowing what is the sector mairie doing and what is the general mairie doing. And we have to have this coherence analysis and reform at the level of Bucharest. Such a reform could take up to 2 years, or at least.
But I see a lot of things remain to be done.
Yeah.
And I see you're the right man for doing it.
Thank you.
So I wish you all the best and good luck for the future, and especially good luck for Bucharest, because it is not a city as all the other cities and communities. It is the capital of Romania. More than 2 million people are living there. It's something special. And so I wish you all the best for the future, and especially for the citizens of your wonderful country and your wonderful city.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being here today for this discussion. I enjoyed it very much. And of course, I hope that we're going to keep in touch.
Of course.
We are part of the same political family.
True.
And I hope I'm going to see you at the future events, common events, or maybe I'll come to Berlin and have some contacts there, because there is always time for improvement and exchange of experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's an open invitation. Whenever you have the opportunity to come to Berlin, you are cordially invited. But also we will meet in Brussels, and I see also in Brussels you feel at home.
Yeah.
Not necessary to explain it to you. This is a very, very good and excellent background, because also for the future it will be decisive for Romania, and especially for Bucharest, how a country, how a city is able to attract also the money of Brussels. And this is not trivial. It is not so easy as it sounds. I know it very, very well, because there all the cities are competing. That's also competition. But I wish you all the best for
let me tell you 2 things.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So regarding competition, Bucharest, as most of the European capitals in their own countries, are in their own league. So there are no city really competing with Bucharest, because Bucharest, for instance, in terms of population, is 10 times larger than the next city. Also in terms of budget and investment. The problem with Bucharest is that the administration is behind businesses, behind development. It didn't assume the proper leadership in terms of development and territorial development also. But you can see this across the Eastern Europe. You know, Sofia is in its own league, Budapest, Varsovia, Chișinău, and others. This is, I don't know if it is like this because of communism or more further historical reason. But in Germany, you have cities competing each other. They are competing each other because they are at the same level of development and fighting to attract capital, to attract money, to attract students, to attract population, and go and further on. And being in competition helps them. This is not the case. So in this situation, Bucharest is kind of competing with other cities, but there are not so many cities beside Istanbul, which is I think, of course, it is much developed than Bucharest, competing. So this is one of the reasons, because money are coming in Bucharest without much effort from the public administration, you know. And the effect that you are going to have is that you're going to have bad public services, not enough good practices, we don't have performance in public administration, because if you're not in the competition, it's just business as usual. The second thing that I wanted to tell you is that in some way, Bucharest is very similar with Berlin. Berlin was, a lot of it was destroyed in the Second World War because of bombing and what happened. Bucharest, much of it was destroyed during communism. because it was this policy to put down older buildings and to have this kind of urbanism and architecture from the 60s, socialist architecture with communist blocks, and you also have in Eastern Berlin. So in this manner, from this point of view, you can say there are similarities between Bucharest and Berlin can be maybe seen. We have to look what has done in the last years, because I think we can learn from Berlin's experience. Not only Berlin's, but I think it's one of the cities. I love Berlin. I've been there several times. I feel kind of like home in Berlin.
Thank you very much once again. Good luck, and let's keep in touch.
Keep in touch. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.